Yo, it's Michael Magarahan.
Yo, it's Brendan Mascherino.
What's up, guys? This is Cameron Maraschino Crawford, and we got a special guest. Michael, do you want to introduce the special guest?
I'd love to introduce our guest today. So right down here, we got my sister. That's right. She was born after me, but the same parents.
The same parents.
Yeah, there you go. We have the same mother and father. So without further ado, why don't you tell us your name?
I'm Mara. Hi. It's
Yo!
I'm so glad to be here.
Yo, thanks for coming on, Mara.
Yeah, thanks,
It's
Mara.
about time.
It is about time.
Just kidding.
Also, I just want to say for the record, I'm like, yo, we should get a girl on. And
Yeah, come on.
Mara.
Have some diversity.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, sorry. But we've been wanting to have Mara on since last school year, actually.
I know.
think. That's when we decided we were going to.
Facts.
But
Yeah.
So
You guys
here
are
we
so
are
popular.
now, though.
It's just a long line.
Yep.
I know.
I mean,
Peter Griffin says.
Peter Griffin says, there can never be peace in Ireland.
Isn't that from your, someone's, dorm room?
Yeah, someone posted this in their dorm. Wait, I'm going to
So
flip
good.
them here.
Your green screen is so good, Cam. What the heck, dude?
It is.
It's so good.
golden.
It's so good.
Well, Peter Griffin says, there can never be peace in Ireland until the foreign oppressive Britain presence is reprimanded, leaving all the Irish people as a unit to control their own affairs. I don't care.
That looks like your
Where's
handwriting.
that?
Yeah.
Also, it's like
That was definitely you.
Peter Griffin.
Peter.
Peter Griffin. Yo, throw some podcast photos up there, Cam.
Yo. Y'all know the vibe.
who's the one in the middle?
Yeah, who's in the middle?
Yo!
Oh, boy.
Our boy.
What's up, Nick?
Yo,
Hope you're
Nick,
watching.
if you're watching, we got to jam sometime. I'm sorry
Oh,
we can't do it right now, but
Yeah,
Classic.
Zoom jamming.
yeah, Zoom jam.
True.
Here's a little thing. Here's a little puppy Brendan cooked up for me last winter.
Oh,
Yo.
Oh.
yo, that was
That
wasn't
was
at
lucky.
CCI? That was lucky set, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we
About a
were
year ago.
doing rehearsals.
While we
and
were able to film.
yeah.
Good
Hoverboarding.
times.
Good times, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Very, very good times.
So how we all doing today?
good. Chilling.
Good.
Yeah.
How you
chilling.
doing, Mara?
I'm good. I feel great. I just watched the movie today. So
You did. That's right. This
Oh.
morning.
I'm all
Trying
set.
to save it?
I
Yeah.
did as well.
I know, save.
Fresh on the mind.
Yeah, save.
Yeah.
Save.
Yo,
I heard Croft has a story though.
Oh yeah,
I
let's hear
did.
that.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know why I was thinking about this the other day, but kind of got me thinking. Look,
Is that from a Gist?
What the?
nah. No, okay. So about 2 years ago, I was a junior. The boys, y'all were sophomores. Mara, you were probably like first grade. I don't know.
Hey.
Oh
I'm
god.
kidding. But for those in the area, I think we all can remember when the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl. It was a big day in our
Trust me,
lives.
I can remember.
Moo and his family. Well, Moo's dad. Don't even get me started.
Yo.
But as you all know, the following Thursday there was a parade down in Philadelphia, and everyone skipped school, went down, and watched on TV. And Brendan, myself, Michael, and Michael's dad went down to the parade, and we left super early, like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And by 7, we were in Philadelphia eating chicken wings and drinking soda.
Yep.
But
Oh.
the real magic was the night before. So because it was such an early rise, we slept over at
That's
Mike's
right.
house.
We did do that.
And-
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we're right
Granted.
where Mara is right now. Actually. That's
Yeah.
what we-
Like,
You know
when
what
I tell
also
you-
happened that night?
what's that?
the photo.
All right, there was a photo. Michael will upload it later. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
It's not for viewer eyes,
You
but
cannot do that.
there was a how do I say
Photo.
explicit photo that
Yeah.
was. I'm not going to go into further detail, but long story short,
Mara's
Michael,
face says it all.
Michael and Mara have a brother, TK, who's been on the podcast a few times, and me, Michael, and Brandon were like about to go to bed, and I think Michael was like, "Yo, what if I went into TK's closet, which you can see in the room, and hid in his
Oh, yeah.
closet?" And Michael got on FaceTime with me and Brendan, so we could see his view. He got in the closet, closed the door, and TK came into the room, was getting ready to go to bed while Michael was in the closet. And we're like, "All right, Mike,
Dude,
jump
it was
out,
right
scare
there.
him."
It was
I
literally that
know.
closet. Yeah.
And I was like, "Mike, jump out, scare him." You're like, "No, I can't. I'm too scared." I'm stuck here now. I don't know what to do. And then I think after a while, TK went to the bathroom and Michael said, I'm going to make a run for it.
Dude, that's
And then,
crazy.
all right, I don't know how much of this I'm allowed to say, but
You can probably say it.
Michael boomed TK's iPhone.
Oh, no.
TK's phone is in his room. Michael stole it, put it in his pocket or whatever, and TK
Yeah.
comes out in the middle of the
That was
night.
that was a tradition. That was a tradition.
That was a tradition, yeah.
Michael and I would just
taking
go in
phone.
there and look under the mat.
I forgot, dude. This brings back so many memories because I completely forgot that he ever had a room in here.
Right. No.
But now I remember,
too.
I have vivid memory of being on FaceTime and trying to aim it through the cracks of the doors.
Basically, TK comes out in the complete darkness. She says, "Michael, I know you have my phone."
Yeah, it's pitch black. It just
Bro, I can just
Scariest
picture that
thing ever.
voice.
Michael.
Anyways, that's my story.
Wow, what
Love
a
it.
story.
I want to hear a bit from our special guest, Mara. What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Tell us a bit
I
about
don't
yourself,
know
what
why.
you're into.
Oh, sorry. What?
I was just gonna say, tell us about yourself and what you're into. That kind of
Oh.
thing.
And what you've been because you've been asking a lot of guests, what have you been doing during this time?
I have been writing so much. It's kind of
Oh,
insane.
Very good.
Awesome.
I'm the type who will lock myself in my room and write for hours. And then I'm
Yeah.
entertained.
Wow.
Respect.
So,
That's great.
Yeah.
What do you like to write?
Poetry for sure. Shout out Mr. D.
Hey,
Anyone in that class. Creative
chillest
writing.
teacher at D
I know.
West.
Best class ever. It's so fun. I've been trying to get published again, so that's cool.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Wait, can you fill us in? I don't mean to cut you off more, but could you fill us in a little bit on your previous publishings?
Oh, yes. So basically in the writing world, it's kind of just like a single for music where you can get one poem published in a magazine of a ton of different authors. So I've been sending my stuff out. You basically just submit and say these are my poems if you like them. So throughout the year I've been published in Bridge Ink magazine twice and Blue Marble Review, which are 2 literary magazines. So that's cool.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So basically
Awesome.
just trying to get my name out there,
That's amazing.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
No, it's so fun. But I do get rejected a lot, and I've been rejected a lot even over this break. So
It's okay.
Life as a writer.
Yeah.
Just gotta
right, exactly.
keep
I'm like
plugging
J.K.
away.
Rowling got rejected 7,000 times. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard I don't know if you guys know the show Shark Tank.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
where these guys with business ideas come into the tank and try and sell their
Oh,
ideas.
I know what Shark Tank is.
Yada yada yada. Anyway, all the sharks rejected this one idea, but he's like, keep trying, because before anyone invested in Starbucks, the creator of Starbucks got shut down 250 times.
no way. And then look at
Wow.
it now.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
Yeah,
then
exactly.
crazy.
So you gotta keep it in
There-
perspective.
there is some history behind Starbucks almost going bankrupt
Jeez.
multiple times, but they ended up catching us themselves, and
Yeah.
now they offer all these drinks that all these
True.
teenagers like.
All these
So
drinks.
now they be popping.
Yeah. America runs.
Wow.
Now they're every 5
What a way
steps
with
in the
words.
Keep popping.
They be popping now.
All right. I heard, Mara, that you have a story.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, please share.
Oh,
I don't
say
know why
less.
this came to my mind.
I don't even
But-
know. Yeah.
This was so long ago. I just remember I was making toast or something in our
Okay.
I had bread in the toaster and it popped up. This is the shortest story ever. but
No
I
way.
was using metal prongs to try and get it.
Whoosh.
Dude.
And Michael runs into the kitchen. What are you doing? And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god! I literally, it's just so funny. I think back now, I'm like, Michael, I could have
Jeez.
died.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That was scary.
But what am
I
I
love
doing
that.
with metal
He got the
prongs?
Superman curl. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
I love
yeah,
that
man.
brotherly and
That's a-
sisterly love.
Right.
Yeah. I gotta save it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta save her. You know.
Everything
So,
is
yeah.
I'm dumb.
I'll say it. Toast hits different.
It's true.
Oh,
Toast
he's
with
not
some butter.
wrong.
Dude, toast with that peanut butter. You get that
Okay,
jam.
okay.
Got that marmalade. You know what I'm saying? Like
Marmalade.
That cinnamon
Marmalade.
swirl.
Toast
Cinnamon
hits
swirl
different.
toast.
Marmalade.
Cinnamon
You already
swirl.
know how
Marmalade.
Paddington has it.
Yeah. Paddington.
Paddington's such a good movie.
Isn't there a Paddington 2?
Yeah, and that's probably the masterpiece of our times. Probably the best movie of the last decade, but
Wow.
it's
I thought
actually
you
a
said-
genuinely great movie.
Greatest
Oh.
cinematography.
That's awesome.
It ain't no
I saw it
rain.
on the first day in the cinemas.
Ooh.
Wow.
Cinemara.
Speaking,
No.
Speaking
Yeah.
of movie theaters, you hear that AMC might close for good?
For good.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Wow. I mean,
They're
I've never
losing
been to an
so
AMC,
much
but
money that it might be gonzo.
Yo,
That's so sad.
Rip Mason's
Oh yeah, subscription, bro.
Facts.
There would be like no refunds.
My thing is like Regal's gonna have a monopoly on the whole system. at
Oh
that
yeah,
Oh yeah. If AMC.
That's so sad.
Mhm.
bro. If Regal
Also-
goes bankrupt, then we're done. Then we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this summer, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear.
All right, so this summer, if summer happens, we gotta hit Colonial Theater in Phoenixville. So nice,
Mm,
so nice.
for sure.
Mm.
Oh
I've
man,
Mm.
I've been to
I'm
a few
hoping.
trash Regals in my time and trash
Trash.
AMCs,
Ooh.
but I've been to very good Regals and very good AMCs. So,
Exactly.
Also,
There's
if there are any available around this area, we gotta hit one this summer. But in DC, I went to a midnight Rocky Horror Picture Show.
wow.
Oh.
Bro, you know what's even
Oh my
crazier than a
God.
midnight Rocky Horror Picture Show? A midnight screening of The Room.
Oh.
They have that too.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? Wow.
Yeah. Have you heard about those? People like throw spoons at the screen whenever there's spoon imagery.
What?
No. Wow. Spoon imagery?
so
What am I? Wait,
confused.
wait. What?
Oh, have you not seen the full movie yet? There's
know,
so
I-
many random shots of spoons.
Oh, really? I saw.
Oh, okay.
I saw Disaster Artist, but I didn't see The Room.
Oh yeah, you got to see
Yeah.
The Room. But yeah, so
Spoon imagery.
hopefully the theaters stay alive.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Seriously.
I know.
And Tenet has still not been pushed back yet. They're
That's good.
banking on the idea right now that it's the first big movie to come out after this whole quarantine.
That would be.
Wow.
If that's the first movie I see in the theater after all these months, it's gonna be the greatest experience of
It's gonna
our
feel
time.
like you're being birthed into life.
exactly.
Oh my god.
Like Christopher
First time
Nolan
you
is
see
the
light, like,
father, and
yeah.
he's the doctor, and he's delivering us into this world.
It's like it's like baptism.
Yeah. Yeah, literally. Though.
No, Michael, you're gonna come home with a whole new person.
Yeah, I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna be like, I really don't understand how it needs
Yo, is that a Bose hat?
maybe
Is that the Indiana Bose hat?
Indiana.
Is that the one he
Mr.
bought in
Toast.
Philly?
Oh yeah, bro. This is crazy. I don't know if I can say. I don't know, but my brother. So like me and Brendan shot, like we filmed and photographed my brother's engagement, and but that night he bought like a $200 hat, and I was just like,
Yo.
you gotta be the
Tough though.
to be able to
Wait,
buy
I
me
didn't even know this.
a hat before you like.
It's a beautiful hat. It's got a feather in it.
It is.
Yo.
worth-
It's worth the
Oh.
money,
It's right
probably.
up there. I'm not gonna grab it, but I think it's right there. But, yeah.
Well, just because of the occasion, or is it just like?
I think it just cause because they were just like walking around.
It's
I think
Brad.
they went to like a hat
Yeah,
store.
Brad's a hat guy.
Yeah.
I gotta get this feather hat.
True.
Brad's hat.
Well, you spoke about Indiana Jones. We might as well speak about the movie, and then Actually, what am I talking about?
What do you mean?
We have so much time to listen to some poetry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
True.
Let's do it.
Poetry with Mara time.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm taking over.
You guys can do
no
slam
problem.
poetry.
I know, we'll have a contest.
Do
Oh,
TV
God.
studios next year, Mara, and then you have to start poetry with Mara time.
Poetry.
Yeah,
I would
right.
get ripped into shreds.
Nah, because the difference between me and you is that you're an actual poet, and I'm a guy that
Didn't even know it.
Oh,
drops
Oh.
poems in 2 seconds
Yeah,
with
dude.
no substance.
Your poems still
wait, I have
are
a question.
so good.
Would you write those beforehand, or were they just like mad on the spot?
5 minutes before we'd go on, I'd throw one on there.
Respect.
That's when
Yep.
the peak of Moo Time poems come to life.
Yes,
Yeah.
5 minutes before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Love
5
it.
minutes.
I love
Work under the
poetry
pressure.
every time.
All right. So I have some with me. I'm old school, so I have them
Yeah,
printed
Mara,
out.
please.
Oh yeah. No school like the old.
Exactly. No one's school is like the
I'm gonna read my first one that I got published.
Yeah, please.
This one is just near and dear to my heart because it's about my style, like fashion-wise, and I'm really into fashion.
Ooh.
It's called High School Girl Discovers the Seattle Grunge Scene in 2020. So
Wow.
I will begin.
That's great, Mara. Please, yeah.
Let me get in the zone, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Please.
consider it known.
Okay. Today my thighs created a run in my black tights, but I did absolutely nothing about it. Almost feeling like a scandal, a tasteful wreck, if you will. The spiderweb thread giving me something to weave my chipped nail polish fingers through when class got boring. And the guy at my lunch table told me, I bet you listen to rock or whatever. And he was right. My earbuds suddenly seeping electric strings into my eardrums like it was a soundtrack for this outfit. It felt like I was wearing poetry. And my cherry red Doc Martens, the ones that look like my friend's diary after a breakup, bloody and bold, stomped and squeaked down those hallways like they loved being worn. Like they were created for their muddy footprints to be placed on the ground, the same ground hundreds of other strides belong to, but not one of them with this much sting.
Yo!
Mara. Oh yeah, sorry. Mara, that's
Awesome.
So
amazing.
good.
Dang.
That's
So good.
fresh.
Poetry with Moo Time got nothing.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
Wait, so
Oh
which
no, that's
You're
great.
not wrong, Croft.
which publisher
That was so good.
did you get that in, Mara? Magazine.
So that, I'm trying to think, wow.
That was really
I'm really
cool.
blanking. That was in Blue Marble Review.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow,
Sweet.
Mara, that's amazing. I remember seeing that text from Mom, whatever. Like,
I
Mara,
know,
and
yeah.
I like clicked on it and like read it like on their site, and I was like, what? Like,
You're
what?
like,
Mara
wow.
poetry doing?
It
that?
is surreal. I was so excited. I emailed Mr. Delario and he was freaking out.
Yeah.
And that day he has us like teach a poetry class sometimes, like a creative one class. So I was teaching the class and then of
Damn.
course he's just like, you have a published author with you, and he made me read the poem in front of the class. I
Wow.
was so shy about it, but
Ooh,
That's really cool.
no,
such
it
a
was
good
so
poem.
fun.
Wow.
Yeah, that one, it actually happened. If you know me, I wear black tights a lot, and
Yeah.
they always rip, and it makes me so mad that I was like, you know what?
Oh,
If I can make a poem out of it, then I
Embrace
don't
it.
care.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can I ask you just a few questions about
Yeah.
that poem? Actually,
No,
I was
yeah, of
wondering
course.
I'm just curious, like how long does it take you to write something like that? Is that something you sat down like in a half hour and just like busted out, like in terms of like just the main structure
Mhm.
aside from like editing and stuff like that? Like, or
Yeah,
did it take
so
over a period of like, you know?
it honestly depends on what I'm writing about, but this
Yeah.
one, it was relatively quick. Yeah, probably a half an hour.
Nice.
Some of them literally take me, like I've worked on single poems for a month,
Wow.
like just because, well, I'll
That's
be like
awesome.
on and off, obviously,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
every day for a month, but yeah, this one was relatively quick. I just had the idea and then I pull out my phone or a notebook and jot it down before I forget, and yeah,
Really cool,
Sweet.
Mara.
Nice.
yeah,
Good for you.
Great.
yeah.
What's your favorite rhyme scheme?
Yo.
Yeah.
I don't rhyme in my
A-B-A-C.
poems. I
It's
don't.
A-B-A-A-B.
A-B-A-A-B-A-B-A-B.
No, we actually have talked
Brandon.
about that. Most like modern poets don't rhyme.
You mean
Yeah.
That's not
paradiddle
a
too.
thing.
Free versus the wave.
Free verse is
Yeah.
the wave. Free verse or slam is usually
You
what
mean
Only
flam?
Slam.
Only
Flam?
drum
Slam is more
one.
like ranting, like
Oh, like
Like
Yeah,
Jonah
yeah.
Hill in 22 Jump Street.
A
A
B
B
A.
A A B.
I love when the rhyme schemes really be like A B A B A C C A B A C B C D C
Right.
H. And now I'm like, oh shoot.
Oh sure.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I think I've seen it, but
No, it's true. I know it always bothers me like the poetry they teach in school because I feel like it turns a lot of kids off with it because it's like so old, and not that those classic writers aren't good. It's just like it doesn't appeal to high schoolers, and they always
Yeah.
think if I say that
Yeah.
I write poetry, they think that I'm just writing sonnets or haikus. 'Cause
Oh,
that's all I've
no.
learned.
Mhm.
So I feel like if we had this
Nah.
type of poetry in school, then people would be more into it. It's just a shame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shakespeare.
Oh gosh, just kill me now.
Exactly.
Oh shoot,
Nah.
I would never get in the film industry after saying that one. That's off the record, boys.
Oh,
Oh, we'll
But
get it in that. It's
on the topic of like how they should teach more modern poems, I remember hearing from the GOAT himself, Paul Thomas Anderson, how he talked about how film should be taught and how so many people nowadays would hate classic films. I'm obviously not one of those people, but he's like, you got to start by showing people the stuff they already like the modern stuff, and then go backwards into
Right. Yeah, I
the inspiration of
agree.
the modern. Then
Yeah.
you'll understand why this old stuff's good.
That's
But if
very
you
true.
just
I agree.
start out showing some crazy classic poem that no one can relate to, they're like,
Yep.
wait a minute.
I like that. Oh, what, Kim?
Oh no, I was just gonna ask Moo, like, in Paul Thomas Anderson's example, when he talks about older directors, is he referring to like Charlie Chaplin, Fritz Lang, that kind of
Yeah,
thing?
like in the sense where, I mean, I love all these movies more than my entire existence, but like you put on a movie like Lay Samurai, and a bunch of people now would call it super slow or boring, but if you show them movies like Drive and all
Mhm.
those movies that Lay Samurai inspired, or the John Woo Hard Boiled movies, and then you go backwards, people will be like, oh, wait a minute, this is so cool what they
Yeah.
created.
Yeah.
back
That's
then.
awesome how you
That's
mentioned that,
cool.
like, those films inspire like the stuff that we now see, like modern, like coming out right now. Like it's like just
Right.
Yeah, I
even with
mean-
like stuff like Tenet that's coming out, it's like, you know, that he could probably
Dude,
list off
Christopher-
movies that he
Interstellar is
Yeah.
literally Christopher Nolan's version of 2001.
2001. Yeah,
That's sick.
that's so wild.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what do you guys
Yeah.
think has been the most like influential filmmaker in terms of like older guys influencing the new heads?
Oh, I mean,
Ooh.
there's many to choose from. I mean, Orson Welles, of course, with Citizen Kane. Everyone quotes that as pretty much the greatest film of all time. Then I know that for our generation of filmmakers right now, Scorsese's been a huge influence. His 70s stuff is like,
Yeah. Even his new stuff.
yeah, like Bong Joon-ho in his
Yeah.
Oscar speech, like, bro, Scorsese
Yeah.
basically taught me filming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
that's crazy.
Scorsese was huge out of those 70s guys.
Yeah.
I mean, old school wise, like Fritz Lang is huge with M. Like, just too much to choose from. Like,
Mhm.
I can't nail down one director I find the most inspiration from, because I just watch as much as I can and just like steal from everyone, as Tarantino
Yeah.
would say.
Hmm.
I feel like
Wow.
also, yeah, Hitchcock too, in terms of like, especially like
yeah.
horror, like, because I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
watching me and Brad were watching that documentary De Palma about like, and he did movies
Oh,
in
De
like
Palma's
in the 70s and stuff. So
huge Hitchcock fan.
he is, yeah, he was
His
talking
movie
about that, yeah.
Dress to Kill, I own it
Yep.
on Blu-ray. Dress to Kill is basically a more twisted version of Psycho.
That's a weird movie. Dressed to
Oh
Kill.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's great. It's hilarious and
Ugh.
twisted.
Ah. All right. Anyway,
I will save that one for another time.
Yeah.
Mara, can we hear another poem?
Of
Yeah,
course you
please.
can.
Yes, please.
I love this. People being into poetry.
Oh yeah, Mara.
Join me. I'll get all you guys writing your own poetry at the end of this.
Yo,
Yo,
we should do a class. Like,
No, we
right
should do
now.
we should do a challenge.
Yeah, no.
Challenge
I'll
for
Dude.
lead a
next
workshop.
podcast.
Yeah.
Challenge for next podcast.
Instead
We
of-
all have to write one.
Instead of 48-hour film, it's 48-hour poetry challenge.
Oh shoot!
Oh.
Or you should come on and like, yeah, if we could like, we'll all have to write on. You'll come and like review them or something. I don't know.
That would be so funny.
or at least just
Let's do
listen
it.
to them. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Okay, I'm trying to think of which one. I used to be a ballet dancer,
Oh,
and
this
that has definitely shifted a lot just in my life. It's a really big industry and it's really difficult, and I ended up quitting for different reasons, but this is kind of about something that happened and my experience in the dance world. If any dancers out there, you know what I'm talking about. So it's called Little Dancer. The two of us were up first, our trembling duet on display, while the rest of the class sat against the mirror, ballet slippered feet all crisscross applesauce, holding their notebooks and sparkly pens they used to write French ballet terms. Fondue to melt, tombe to fall, échappé to escape. This time, everyone was told to scribble our missteps, then read them aloud in front of the class, one after another like a roll call of flaws, as if their words would not be snuck home and written across my bathroom mirror in the hot steam, sloppy drips of water sighing, not good enough. Reflections became echoes of the way I didn't move right. And my brother took me to an art museum and gushed over the way the painter's brushes seemed to be an extension of the hand, a direct movement from the heart. But when he pointed to a sculpture called Little Dancer, the only thing I had to say was how she should fix her legs to improve her fourth position. That's it.
Very nice.
I literally have goosebumps.
Snap,
I have
just
chills.
chills.
Got the chills. Oh man,
Jeez.
that's so good, Mara.
Just
Really?
kind of tapping it on the way, like, it's all a true story as well. And I remember being at the Philly Art Museum, Degas Little Dancer, and it just really shows how much it'll, like, how a lot of things will shift your point of view and how you see things and how you see yourself. And
Yeah.
Crazy.
There's so many minuscule details that you really like pay attention to. I notice just like really small things that'll tie together.
yeah, I love doing that. I'm super detailed and I love honing in on little things. And
For sure.
Yeah. Mara, it was great seeing you dance though when you did.
Oh, thank
I know
you.
how hard it is.
It is really hard, but
Oh
Don't
gosh,
get
don't
me
get me started, man.
Unfortunately, they will not pay off in any way. But
it'll pay off.
Yeah, true. It'll pay off. But
it's for the memories.
Exactly, it's memories. Yeah, but you won't get to see them. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I know how. Oh, what was that, Cam?
Oh, someone peeking in.
Oh my God! I just realized we're never gonna learn Andrew's "I Wanna Win"
dance.
No,
dude. At least we got to learn the Jungle Boogie. Like, at least we got to do.
Wait,
that was a good time.
Didn't they take "I Wanna Win" out though?
No, "I Wanna Win" is still in there.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. They took mine out and replaced it.
Yeah, Magarahan's original Luigi song
mine was pretty fun though, like getting to do like the jumping and stuff. And
too fun.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah.
Oh man, good poems.
Rip Mr. West. I'm sorry, boys.
Yeah.
I know. I feel so sad.
It's been cool. At least we got to see like Cam do it last year, like because that felt like
good.
I feel the same way with prom. I'm like, I'm so glad we got to go last year.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, you already know I skipped that, John.
Oh man.
No, I skipped junior prom. I didn't go there, but I went to senior prom.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely glad that even though it doesn't stack up to be the exact same, like you were able to share some of those experiences with like me, Chaz, Elena, whoever.
Yeah. Like I've said it before, and I always felt like I was a senior last year. So
exactly.
Yeah.
We're one and the same, baby.
I felt like it academically, bro. Hate to admit it, but yeah.
Me and Mike in the same math class.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, math classes are always the most iconic.
Dude.
10th grade.
I wish I could have been. I love that in past, but that would have been so fun.
Bro, in class.
You should tell some stories about that class.
Oh, do I tell the Sheeran story?
Do it, yeah.
Tell the Sheeran story. Wait, tell who was in the class first.
All right, so this was an unbelievable class, to say the least. All right, in our corner, we had me and Croft sitting next to each other. Then it was Erica and Nicholas West. Then it was Steve-O Burns and Sheeran. And on
Zan, man.
Oh yeah, the Zan man, and David Brink would occasionally stop by during his lunch.
Zan man, that sounds terrible.
So we always goofed around. Like McJillian was such a lad; she didn't care at all at what we did. All right,
bro, those math shoes were too fire.
Oh yeah. Wait, there's so many stories. Oh, don't get me started on Steven getting roasted by her, but so this story, all right. Sharon and Crawford sitting next to each other. She's coming around to check homework, right, man? I'm sitting on one of the swivel chairs, all right? She's coming slowly, checking everyone's homework. And Croft, wait. So Croft, did you draw one or did you write the word?
I drew.
All right, so Croft goes on Sharon's homework and draws a big fat Johnson on it. And Sharon's like, dude, what the fuck? And McJillian comes by and like looks over the paper to check the homework. Sharon looks up at McJillian. He's like, it was not me.
Oh my God. It was not me.
Can we just talk about how like frequently the male reproductive system is drawn in high school?
It's for the culture.
Too often.
It is a culture, yeah.
But gotta give a shout out to Miss McJillian. Such a lad for letting us be so. Most teachers in West so ladly.
She's chilling right down the street, man. She's right down.
Oh, trust me, we know.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me. After what happened to Steven.
That was do you care to repeat?
Oh, I mean, of course, I'll gladly tell the Steven story. So you already know we're going on one of our breaks, and Steven, like, so she gave us some homework over the weekend or whatever, and Steven's like, yo, if I got any questions, can I pop over to your house and ask a question? McJillian, she didn't even realize the destruction she was about to cause. She looks up at Steve. She's like, you know, I got enough garbage on the driveway, so I'm like, no. He's like, oh no, I didn't mean it like that.
That's so good, man. I got enough garbage.
Do you mean it?
Oh, have mercy.
That's so good, man.
That's savage.
She's like, I already got enough trash on my job. I don't need
She totally just played. She probably should have just played along with that. Be like, yeah, that's what I meant.
I'd be like, ha ha ha.
Too funny.
Just roasted him.
Too many good times out West.
Yeah.
I have a little math story as well.
Ooh,
if we got time. Dude, math
stories.
This is actually a past story.
Yo, the past stories are so good.
It's not the story.
Okay, now
this is so you know
the story. Yeah.
Calculus. You know how calculus is.
It's calculus.
Whatever.
Yeah,
take it as you will. But we were learning some concept. Michael, maybe you remember.
We'll see.
Derivative related, but
yeah,
it was the function began with like f of u equal.
Oh no. ...
And Michael looks at me and just starts cracking up because it's like yo Fu, like
Alan
our friend
Fu,
Alan Fu.
yeah.
And then passes like Michael, like I don't know, it says fu, but like please, like
he said some people. Yeah. He said some people aren't rich. He just all of a sudden he just says he's looking down at his desk. He's like, some people aren't mature enough to handle the calculatory devices, and he goes like that. He just looks at me. He just looks up at me,
Michael,
and I just go. I say,
eyes.
I was like, I promise, I love it.
It's Fu.
Yeah. I said,
we gotta get Fu on the cast.
And he's like, Steven, is Michael making? He's like, is Michael BSing? He's BSing. Yeah, all right. He's yeah.
Bro, Moo. You want to tell the squeaky pen story?
Oh gosh. I mean, we got the time. Why not?
Yeah.
All right, so
40-minute limit though.
Don't exist.
Wait, is that true or no? Does someone have?
You can set your Zoom time to unlimited.
Wait, what?
As the host, is that what you're talking about?
I think so. It didn't give me like a. It doesn't say anything. We'll just go and see what happens.
Yeah,
and I gotta wrap up soon too, though.
Oh shoot. Squeaky pen stories real quick. All right, so we're chilling in math. You already know the vibe. And sometimes the most random stuff will be the funniest thing. So McJillian's teaching in the front of the class. Croft has a pen, and he starts turning it, and it starts making this squeaky sound. He's like, and we're like, And then Croft kept doing it, and we're cracking up. And McJoy is just teaching and doesn't even comment on anything. And we're laughing so hard at a fucking pen squeaking. And by the end of it, Croft has tears streaming from his eyes, laughing so hard. I'm dying in the bag. Oh my god, it was so
I love it.
We'll save the hallway of death stories.
Yeah.
Let's say the hallway of death and the shoulder cracking.
Yeah.
Oh, shall we get into the movie before Mara has to go?
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
All right. Correct me if I'm wrong. 2004? 2002. Wow.
Yep.
According to Prime, it was 2.
All right.
But
Cool.
Prime isn't always right, so.
Yeah.
2002. We'll call it 2002. I think that's right.
Wait, did you guys watch it on Prime or Netflix?
Netflix. Sorry, yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah.
All right. So in 2002, Spielberg directed a movie called Minority Report starring Tom Cruise based off a novel or short story by Philip K. Dick, who is also the writer of Blade Runner. So he's a great science fiction writer. And Minority Report, in my opinion, is the last great Spielberg movie. Y'all may give your thoughts. Let's start with Mara, special guest.
Yeah. I'm usually not into sci-fi, but I actually like it. I like that kind of psychological, like they all kind of connect at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still kind of confused on the ending though. I don't know if we want to disclose that here, but
Oh no, full spoilers.
I'm just confused with like the old man. I don't remember him being like a big character.
Oh yeah,
throughout the whole movie, and then all of a sudden he's just like the main guy.
What I noticed a little bit, sorry to like go off on a tangent.
Oh no, just
I noticed a lot of the time and keep in mind it's my first time watching the movie, and I caught onto it like rather quickly.
Mm-hmm.
The note to have when the old man's in the frame to always be shooting him from a low angle, and when you're shooting behind him, shoot him higher than whatever person he's talking to. And I thought that was a cool, like they like kind of portrayed him as like this higher being, and the person that was gonna be like the antagonist the whole time.
Yeah.
So I noticed that just through shot types, like right away I was like, there's no way they're just shooting him from a low angle, like for no reason. So
chill,
yeah.
Great.
Good eye. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some things I really love about this movie. First of all, just the story itself is unreal. That opening scene is so like it hooks you. It's amazing. What were you saying, Crow?
I was gonna say, Moo, do you want to like just for listeners give like a bit of a like story description?
I mean, this is a spoiler discussion, so you should have clicked out by now. But if you haven't, basically in the future, there's this like police pre-crime program in which 3 twins submerged in water can predict future crimes. And the whole moral conflict of the story comes when they discuss the idea of what if someone were to have a change of heart, and the whole idea of how can you arrest someone on something they haven't really done yet. It's quite an interesting concept.
Yeah, it is.
And
it's
like
so interesting. Yeah.
Watching them like discuss it with the whole like ball falling off the table.
Right,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, but you knew it was gonna fall. I'm like,
yeah.
Chill, Tom.
I know.
Yeah, you knew it was gonna fall, yeah.
I love, even though it's fake, but when the wood is being like sliced into
carved in the beginning.
Carved into in the beginning.
Yeah.
I thought that was so neat. I liked that a lot.
Yeah, that was cool.
The amount of VFX in the whole film was just uncanny.
Some of the action scenes I saw a bit of age in the VFX, like the jetpacks and stuff. I'm like, it looks
jetpacks,
fine.
The cars, the transportation. I was like,
but at the same time, for the most part, the way that he blends like the action of the story with the VFX is pretty seamless.
Yeah. I even noticed in the beginning, like right off the bat, that carving shot, you could tell I was like, that's some
Yeah.
definitely early 2000s computer generated imagery.
I got
But,
some like
it's
early
still-
Linkin
yeah,
Park music video
exactly,
vibes.
yeah. But yeah, but I kind of
don't do it like that, cuz.
I tried to imagine myself like just being like, all right, let me just erase all the memory I have of like VFX now and just try to like accept it. And it didn't make me think like, oh god, it's like obviously like that looked good at the time when there was nothing better like than that.
Linkin
But
Park.
now that it's like we've gone like 18 more years. Exactly, Linkin Park.
No, it's true. Go online and look up like
In the end.
in the end, or numb. And
Oh
just
yeah,
look up-
Numb got some crazy shit going on.
Yeah.
Croft, what do you think of the movie? You've been a bit mum.
Yeah.
So I really like this movie. Obviously I'm not, well, maybe not so obviously, but I'm not as well versed when it comes to shots and effects and whatnot. But like, still to the common viewer, like you pick up on some of that. But I just thought the story alone was so good. And I kind of grew up watching movies like this because my dad is super into sci-fi movies. But also I couldn't help but feel like a bit of like excitement about it personally, just because one, it dealt with like criminal justice reform, which I'm into, and two, it was in DC where I go to school.
Oh yeah.
It was sick. Some of the shots, like, they're fake, but like, but it was just neat. And I thought Tom Cruise is great. He's always fun to watch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tom Cruise. Oh, he is so good in this movie.
And I just like some of the little idiosyncrasies, like when he's walking around and every advertisement place scans his eyeballs and they cater ads to him.
That's a really cool sci-fi concept. I love sci-fi because it's one of those things where you can take like really crazy futuristic concepts and just implement it into a regular like story. Like,
there's kind of no limits with that stuff.
I love like Black Mirror, especially. Like they do that a lot of the time. And especially in movies like Ex Machina, how things and ideas can just get so like out there, but you know that they could be real sometimes.
And even if it's not real, I just like the whole idea of like using cinema to create a whole new world that you can immerse yourself into. And like that's why I love a bunch of animated movies too, because it's just huge fantasy world that you're just like escaping to, and it's just really cool to see them implement real human stories into such a mythological world, if you will.
It's crazy. I have those same kind of moral questions where it's like even like I mean, like also something that I found I really liked about it is like I've always kind of questioned that idea. Like people talk about like, like in sci-fi, something like the time travel, and like, can you change the future if you like see it and know it and stuff like that? So it was neat for me to like, that's something that's always confused the heck out of me personally too, is like that whole idea of like knowing the future. Like how do you and the fact that they can know and like that it lines up and it works for them, it's kind of crazy. And then I'm like, it's just really interesting. It was interesting to see this movie like work so well with that. I think it used that concept like so well, and it makes you question even like, is it right to do that? Because technically it didn't happen, but it's like they saw it was gonna happen. It's like
is it worth all the lives that are saved for the amount of innocent people that could potentially be put away?
Yeah, because there's no way. Yeah.
Sorry, Michael.
No, it's all good.
I was just gonna say like, it's interesting because you get this contradiction between liberty and safety where yes, none of these crimes happened, but you kind of go against like the core of American values, which is innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, which like these people are just arrested, but obviously it works, so like what can you do?
It's a really fascinating concept to play with in a movie.
Really good.
The set design was off the chain too. Like despite all the VFX that they use, I think they did a really cool job of like setting the tone for like this futuristic vibe no matter where they went with like all the pool sequence stuff whenever there's those, what are they called, the the bald
Precogs.
people.
The
Oh
precognitive.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
precogs.
Yeah. Whenever the precogs are in the pool, I really dig that, and I also like the room that's right next to that, with all the screens and the use of like the glove with all the lights on the fingertips.
Oh
That
yeah,
was so
the
neat.
swipe technology,
Yeah,
baby.
that stuff looks.
Yeah.
When he's like, this
That's
is my
so
favorite
cool.
part. it's like, oh
He's like-
shoot. Yeah, it's so dope. Like it's just like this whole rhythm to
It
it.
looked like he was composed. I thought he was gonna like start like.
Yeah,
put a
Tom
boat-
Cruise is having a
drum major
field
looking
day.
like.
Yeah.
Tom
Also,
Cruise having a field day in this movie.
Something kind of like aside from like the visual part, like I love just the use of the prefix pre too, because like pre-crime, like pre-cognitive. I think someone said pre-vision, and I'm like, a prevision is not like necessarily meaning you see something before it
Right.
happens, but I guess I don't know what the definition. I forget, but it's like it was neat hearing that stuff. Like, and you really understand pre is like you're seeing in the future. It's like they're cognitive of stuff that's happening, so before it does. So cool.
Oh, I think it was really cool when they had the girl when she was in the car asking, "Is this like now?" Like, because she really has it skewed. I don't know. It kind of makes you feel for her a little bit. Like she's so confused, like doesn't know what's the future or what isn't anymore.
Yeah, they forced those 3 children to just be looking at horrific crimes for their entire lives.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah. Also,
Oh, whoa.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say another like part I think felt really cool in terms of the atmosphere. Like, I love how they didn't open up with the ad, but they opened up with the application of pre-crime, and then they have the ad play after that. It has this crazy like just this weird like mellow like feel to it, but it's also really mysterious. Like watching the ad and like it works. And like I say, this feel really like it's almost like you've seen them do it, and now like you're starting to like. You can
now you're like
the ad yourself after you
exactly.
It's supposed to like just seeing the ad and like trusting that and being like it's like you actually get to see it happen, and then
I love the whole opening sequence in general, in the sense how like without like just speaking to the audience, they're able to establish literally every character and every bit of the technology there, whereas like a little bit after that it does get a bit wordy in the exposition, which is fine in the sense that it's so interesting, the concepts, but it does get a bit wordy, whereas that opening scene, you are immediately in it. They establish all the characters so well in that.
Yeah, they literally.
Sorry, my bad.
No, you go, Cam. I forgot you were going to say something. Yeah.
Speaking of characters, what did you guys think of Colin Farrell?
Oh, I loved him in the movie.
Yeah.
I think he's a great character. He added this really cool, because like, a lot of bad movies, the hero is always like the moral superior. He's always like the person that's on top of things. Whereas Colin Farrell actually added, like, even though he was portrayed as a villain for some time, he actually added some like meaningful discussion about the whole morality of pre-crime. And I thought that's really cool conflict and drama to add to your movie.
Yeah, especially like revealed towards the end when he's talking with like the boss man, and then he's like, did you know about this, like that kind of thing. And it's like you see this turn where before he's going after and like completely aggressive towards John Anderton. Oh wait, is that
John Anderton?
Anderton, yeah. So I agree. I think that's neat how he was a hero, but like didn't seem like it, like typical.
You know what the old guy reminded me of? He reminded me of the turtle in Rango.
Oh, true. Yeah, similar character, man. Really similar.
Similar character indeed.
I wonder if they had some inspiration from some Spielberg.
Yeah, true. Or if Spielberg had some inspiration from Rango.
I mean,
these days maybe, but
Spielberg used to
precog Rango and got the inspiration from it.
Yeah. Wait, was at the prison place, like the pre-prison? I don't know what the heck it was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, like the morgue looking thing.
Yeah.
Was the guy playing like the organ or whatever, the guy from Ballad of Buster Scruggs?
Oh, what's his name?
I recognized him, and I was like,
isn't he Buster Scruggs?
Yeah, I think he's Buster Scruggs.
Dude, I recognized him, but I couldn't figure out where he was.
Hey, good catch.
Yeah, because I was like, bro, I've seen this man's before, but I don't know where he was. But then I saw the gap in between his teeth, and I was like, yo. He's a great actor. I love him.
Yeah. Spielberg, for me, is like, his old stuff is top of the line. Jaws,
Yeah.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, that's top of the line stuff.
Mm-hmm.
After this movie, man,
Oh no.
I hate to say it because his
Jeez,
movies
Lou.
have had such an impact on me, and his blocking is unreal. In this movie, like the way the camera moves, especially in the scene where with the eye guy and how crazy the angles he chooses.
Yo,
Like,
Clockwork though.
I
Yeah.
said the same thing. Yeah.
Like I'm like,
Clockwork.
dude, Spielberg was so freaking good. But I'm watching his new movies, and every time I sit in the theater watching a Spielberg movie, I'm like, please be good. Please, I'm rooting for you, Spielberg. All right,
Yeah.
it's not like I don't want to like you because you're mainstream. I want to like you, Spielberg. I love Raiders of the Lost Ark more than anything, but
Yo,
I
I love-
always get disappointed with his new stuff.
That's
I
so
love the
sad.
Fast push-ins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
I
did
think I
that
was in
so
there like
much.
twice, but they were used
Yeah.
so well.
Dude,
Like
his
yeah.
parallaxes
Yeah.
are insane.
They are good. Like
He's
even
going
the
like-
beginning, I love. They really bring like VFX to life when you get to see it from a 360
Exactly.
perspective. Like when he's
Mhm.
doing this stuff, and you get
Yeah.
that kind of like that
Yeah.
clear view, like that futuristic, like clear screen view. I think it is so immersive. Like it feels really,
Yeah.
really good.
Spielberg, please, more movies like this, less like Ready Player One. Thank you.
Also, the use of like, I love the that like spider scene is so crazy with the overheads. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
like the house, the rooms, like it's really.
Overheads are
That
awesome.
was awesome.
I know
That
why
was
you like that
cool.
scene, Michael.
No. Wait, whoa. Yeah.
Hey.
No, that's not. Wait, whoa. I swear that's not true.
No.
I
Anyways.
swear, I'm not even kidding. I swear. Oh my god.
Oh,
man.
I remember just with that mom and the daughter. And then
Oh
it goes-
yeah, you did.
What? No, I'm talking about the first part. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I was gonna
that's-
say something about the volumetric lighting, and I'm.
Yeah, it's true.
Yo, Spielberg
Yeah, I like
loves that.
too. He does go in with that.
Yo, every single. I think it's used in films these days, like sparsely, and they use it to their. I don't know. It's used not as much as he used it in this film, like maybe once or twice.
Yeah, one
And-
of the whole visual look where they bleach the negative is crazy.
Yeah.
Is that what that is? I've never
bleached the
understood
negative,
what that
yeah.
is, but I absolutely am like in love with that look. Like it seems
Mhm.
like they use that like for Kill
Kill Bill.
Bill. Like
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
what's Rick
Yeah.
doing, bro? Like it's so good.
So my thing with this movie was I freaking loved that whole bleach negative look and all. Sometimes though, when the whites were literally blasting my eyesight to the
Yeah.
next dimension, I'm like,
Right.
this is a really cool stylistic choice. Like especially in that club place.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool there.
Yeah.
I'm
That
like,
reminded
this
me. Do you guys know those
Off lighting. Yeah.
at like the freaking like fair down the street when it comes here at St. Joe's or whatever?
yeah.
You know the thing that spins really fast in a circle and you like stick to
Yeah.
the wall.
the
That's what
rotor.
that place reminded me of. I don't know why.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess
Uh,
yeah, it makes sense.
Sometimes the whites are too hot, and I'm like,
Yeah.
ah,
No,
stop.
I think it was like the when like Tom Cruise character, I think when he goes back to visit his ex-wife or whatever. I think
Yes, that's exactly what I was
I was like,
thinking.
hey Spielberg, hey nah man, no.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I was like, yeah.
I would have appreciated the volumetric a little more if it wasn't that bleached. Like
Mhm.
Yeah, it did
Like,
look cool in the
more
opening shot.
contrast.
The
Yeah,
the
first
opening
when
shot
they were
was
in
cool.
the house or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's a cool choice, and I like it for the most part. But sometimes I'm like, all right, now my eyes are fed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny because like it's almost like you could tell like with the framing for the beginning. I know they were definitely trying to like like what I'm talking about, that first volumetric
Yeah.
lighting shots in the windows. It's like you can tell obviously like they're trying to show the space, but it's like it's neat how like the characters like pushed off to like the left side of the frame and you just
Mhm.
see like it's almost like the subject is the
Mhm.
light, is the volumetric, and it's like these are just like the people like
Right.
we'll get to this later, but right now just look at how awesome we got this shot real quick. Like, that's how
Yeah.
it felt like to me, but it was cool like
Yeah.
establishing kind of to establish it like that.
Yeah.
It feels very futuristic because you don't
Right.
see that in life, unless
No, at all.
you're in your house. So it's cool to like do
Yeah.
that, so
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
like I was watching the movie in the beginning, and I was just really admiring Spielberg's blocking. 'Cause I think he's a master of blocking. The way the characters and camera moves is insane.
Especially
But
Yeah.
oh no, you go.
I was gonna say, especially I noticed in like the scene where he goes to visit that lady in like the garden room. Like I feel like
yes.
that easily that's something that
Yeah.
could easily just been like, like
shot reverse.
shot reverse, but like the way that they had her like moving away and like he would come like kind of follow her. Like
Mhm.
I also remember my eyes just went like I was like whoa like my it
Yeah.
clicked in my head where I was like this is really engaging even though it's just straight up
Mhm.
dialogue right now.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like the way I was like he's really it's just very
Mhm.
cool how he thought it
Right.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, so like at first I was just really admiring the blocking of the movie, but there's a certain point in the movie where like the story gets so engaging. Like when he finds out that he's on the precogs radar and all that, like the story gets so thrilling, and that whole sequence when he's like at gunpoint, like when they go to the actual scene of the crime when he's at gunpoint with the guy he thinks killed his son. It's so like
Yeah.
you're
So
so on edge, and
I wasn't expecting that shift either from his character to
either.
be on the bad side or whatever.
Yeah, no.
It's
me
crazy
either.
because he's watching those memories in like in the police station or whatever,
Yeah.
horrified. Then he rolls up to the house, sees the photos, and he says to himself like, "I'm gonna kill this man." And I
Yeah.
was like, "Wow!"
Yeah.
Like
I know.
he's
like,
like,
saw those
"You're right.
photos saw
I'm
it, and
killing this man,"
yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like, "Wow, Tom
Scary.
Cruise is so good in that scene."
he is good. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then for the guy to be like, "Kill me," why don't you just shoot me
Right.
already?
Yeah,
Right, because someone told me.
Turn to have that character like say
Mhm.
that like it's so wild that like the way it's set up and like
Yeah.
Cruz like can't even freaking
Mhm.
believe it like
Yeah, because at first when you get to that point, you think it's so predictable, like, oh, he's just
Yeah.
gonna kill him, and then it is gonna be true. But like, no, like everything changed.
I love
It's
I love when that I forget what was happening, but that old guy, the turtle man, we'll just call him, when he was having like that huge party, what was happening there?
Oh yeah, when Tom Cruise was like just putting him on full
Wiretapping.
blast.
Yeah,
Oh
with
my
like
God.
when they projected whatever was happening up on the screen, and I love how he had everyone's heads turned towards the screen besides
Yeah.
him
Yo,
until
was
the
that-
end, and he was like,
yeah
bruh.
dude that shot reminded me of the ending the second to last shot in Knives Out where it's pulling back and they all are like looking up at her. I think
Yeah.
none of you guys remember that, but for some reason
Oh, trust me, I
remember watching
remember.
that.
No, I remember
I remember
that.
watching that shot. Yeah, Mario, we watched that, and then I remember
Mhm.
like seeing that in Minority Report, and I was like, wow, like it felt like very similar kind of thing where
Mhm.
everyone's like, like slowly turning. Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
Mason,
Yep, he gave me the text.
did we get him in?
Bring him in.
Moo, you popped the
Yo.
question.
Mason,
Yo!
yo, what's up, dude?
Mason,
What's
Yeah.
up, buddy?
my brother.
So you're on Zoom now. This is great.
That's
Oh,
Yeah.
Zoom's great.
Well, welcome to the cast episode today. Me and the boys have discussed, and we have a huge question for you.
Okay, hit me.
Would you like to be a member of the cast full time?
Are you real?
Yep.
Yes.
Bro, I would love to, dude. I would have.
Yes!
Oh yeah, baby.
We have enjoyed having you on every episode you've guessed, and we just thought, let's get him on full time.
Such a chill guy.
Do it.
It just feels right.
Ooh, it
Yeah.
feels right.
I was saying every episode you were on, I was like, dang, it feels like Mason just belongs here. So
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
Welcome.
yeah,
Yeah, so welcome here.
Thank
We're
you.
so excited. This is huge.
Oh man. Okay, wait. So are you gonna continue with like the virtual stuff, or when? Like, what's the deal?
Yeah, so we're gonna be probably virtual for the most part. Like in the summer, if quarantine's out, then in the summer we can maybe meet up sometimes to record some episodes.
hmm
By then we'll have so many virtual episodes lined up for weeks that we can like sparsely record in person.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, welcome.
welcome to the podcast, baby.
This is an honor.
we got to get your face on the shirt now.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Okay.
season 2 shirts, baby.
Gotta
Okay.
get the big 2 on there.
Dude,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you talking about a film right now or what?
Yeah, we're talking about
Yeah.
Minority Report. I don't know if you've seen it, so
Don't spoil
before you get spoiled, should I just give the recommendation for next episode now so
Yeah, go
Mason
ahead.
knows it?
Yeah.
All right. Next week we're gonna be talking. This is why I like made a face when you said it, Brendan. But next week let's talk about Ex Machina.
Yo,
No way.
Yeah.
Go. That's classic, Brendan.
I just melted.
Nah.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna talk about next week. Thank you
Got it.
for accepting our offer, Mason. We are very excited to welcome you to the team.
Welcome, buddy.
Welcome, man.
Thank you. Wow.
All right. We'll see you. We'll see you soon.
All right, dude.
Yep.
Have fun. Stay
Adios.
safe, everyone. And,
You
Of
too.
course.
no.
All right. Peace.
Stay safe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
All
Mara,
right.
we
We
don't
have a
want.
5-man cast.
I was gonna say, Mara, if you need to go,
Yeah, I feel bad.
is that like is like? Do
No,
you have
don't
to go
feel
now
bad.
because you
I
can't.
have
don't feel
another
bad.
Zoom call to go on.
Okay.
'cause
Oh,
it's my-
yeah. No. By all means,
Go ahead.
please.
You can
It's
just
my
dip
friend's
out.
birthday
Yeah.
today. I
Oh,
feel
yo,
so
happy
bad for her.
birthday.
That we all say happy birthday.
Shout out Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Aw.
Happy birthday, Elizabeth.
Yeah, thanks for
All
coming
right.
on, Mara.
Thank you, Mara, for
Yeah,
coming
of
on.
course,
If you give the
no.
movie out of 10, what would you give it?
Probably a good 9.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah. No,
Thank
I
you
really,
so much
I
for
loved
coming
it.
on, and thank you for sharing the poetry. It was
Yeah,
great.
Of
thanks.
course.
Yeah, it was
Thank you
really
for
fun.
If the listeners out there, is there anywhere some listeners could read some more of your poetry if you have it online somewhere, or?
Yeah, so Blue Marble Review and Bridge Inc. Literary magazine. Or just hit me up.
Awesome.
And I'll send you my stuff.
What was the second website you said?
Just hit her up.
The comedian.
Wait, can you say the websites one more time?
Yeah, so Blue Marble Review and Bridge Inc.
Got it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
for
so much,
coming on.
guys.
Thank you, Mara.
Thank you.
Talk to you
A
soon.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, boys. I'm
Another-
not done talking about Minority Report.
No, wait.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
no,
If you
I'm
think
done.
if
I'm
you
not
think
done
this
yet.
Zoom call is anywhere close to finished, you are sadly
2-hour episode. No, I'm playing.
I got heavy. Okay, I just recently watched Inception. As well.
Oh, first time?
First time.
Ah!
Also,
Sorry,
I watched
love
like
that
the
film.
first like 10 minutes of it before, and I remember I had to do something after that, so I was like, damn, I can't finish it. But I ended up finishing the whole movie, and I got heavy Inception vibes from this, or I guess I got heavy Minority Report vibes from Inception.
Mhm. What'd you think of Inception, real quick?
I loved it.
Unbelievable, right?
Yeah, I thought they did such a good job with the whole
I
Uh,
adore Christopher Nolan
time
so
thing,
much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Minority Report, I want to talk about some things. For one, what y'all think of some of the action set pieces?
I really enjoyed the action, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought it was well done, especially up on that grate thing
Mm,
when they like
yeah.
fall off of it into the car factory.
mm-hmm.
That was very
sick.
well. And then he drives off in the car. I was like, that's
Yeah.
classic. Like that's so well
Yeah.
done.
It was crazy. Also, like it was neat. Like I think it's kind of cool how Spielberg like throws in this like these comedic elements into the like intense scene.
Mhm.
You know, like I think that's what I
Yeah.
just think all the time with his style. Like, but specifically when Tom Cruise is like basically I think he was just finished fighting with oh gosh, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was fighting on that kind of like lift thing or whatever, and then all of a sudden like
Mm-hmm.
the factory pieces start like attacking him, but it's like they just
Yeah.
miss him by like little bits every time. Like first it's like his head, and then like it almost gets his
Yeah.
like hand or whatever. I thought that's like
Mhm.
kind of funny. Like it's obviously so unrealistic, but it's a really cool. Like it gives you those
Yeah.
kind of moments like whoa, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's
then I
like-
think it's my
Oh,
bad.
you go, Croft.
I was just gonna say, like, to finish up on what Michael was saying, like, and then at the very end of that scene,
This-
everyone's looking at the car production, and he just peeps his head up into the window.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
like,
think
yeah.
there's a lot of great blocking in his action scenes, like where the characters move and all that. And
Yeah.
sometimes I was a bit because I saw this movie last time I saw it was like 3 years ago, and I remembered like absolutely adoring some of the set pieces, and I
Mhm.
still absolutely love the shockwave gun thing.
That's cool.
I think it's
Yeah.
super cool. But I was I was watching this time and I couldn't help but be a little underwhelmed by the amount of shaky cam they use.
Yeah.
I was watching it and I'm like, maybe it's because I was also watching a shit ton of Jackie Chan movies recently, so that probably ruins all action to begin with. But I'm sitting back and I'm like,
immediately
I see what's happening. Like, there's some really cool shots. There's the one shot where Tom Cruise like does the swirly thing with the gun, and like it'll pan and it'll shoot the gun, and I'm like, yo! But then the other stuff, I'm like,
you're saying it's just like hard to comprehend because everything.
Yeah, it was one of the things, like the early 2000s had this weird fad with that because of like the Bourne movies where they'd be doing a lot of shaky cam to, because that was like the cool thing. It's realistic. Like Batman Begins did it and shit, and I'm like, can't see what's happening. But after the John Wick movies came out, action's actually been on sort of a rise because people are like, whoa, these long take wide shots when you can see the choreography is awesome. And Spielberg's a director who definitely has the money to get like great choreographers. And there's probably some great choreography happening in those action scenes. As I said, the character's movement's great. But man, if the camera was still, it would have been like euphoric.
I'm going to go get a lamp really quickly.
All right. What's that? What's your like main source of light right now? What is that?
I like to do the all natural lighting, but since we started later, I wasn't expecting the sun to go down.
Yeah, it's all good.
But my phone is like lighting my face.
Nice. It looks good. It looks like you can see your face.
Yeah, at
like,
first
clear,
it did, but I was gonna, because I was reading my notes and I was like, oh, maybe I'll just keep my phone here.
Oh,
The mic's also close, but I have a lamp right here. I'll just grab it.
Mm-hmm. All
right, 6.
Also, we were talking about that whole like ending scene where Tom Cruise is laying the freaking law on this man. I just want to know what your guys' thoughts on that scene was.
Which scene?
When Tom Cruise, like the whole like big at
like
the party
award ceremony party thing. I thought it was super satisfying. Like it was really cool hearing him say that, and then the way that also I like how you're hearing his like voice and stuff like that as they're moving. And then, like, the fact that I like how they kind of hold it off until the end when they actually show the real footage of the murder. And, like, even though we've seen that scene so many times, like, those images so many times of that girl's face, and they've talked about that, it's, like, the girl's name, like, Anne something. I don't know what I forget the name. But, like, then we see, like, it's so, Lamb Lively. We see that name, like, actually, not so lively. We see that name we see that we see like the actual story like behind that element, and the guy right there is watching. Like it feels crazy, like with everyone gasping. Like it feels like you're in the audience and you want to say like, oh, like you want to go like, oh my gosh, that's it. Like you're crazy. Like so, I felt like very much a member of like at the party, and it felt like really, but with a little inside look. So I don't know. I love that scene. I think it was really, really powerful and good way to have towards the end and just like shutting him down, you know?
Yeah. What y'all think of the scene?
Brandon, you got it.
I like missed like what.
Oh yeah. We were talking about the whole like Tom Cruise laying the law on the dude at the party with the Anne Lively information,
the footage and all that.
Talking. Wait, when he's giving. Are you talking about the scene where he's like holding that guy at gunpoint, or is that?
No. This is when they're at the party. Remember you were talking about everyone looking at the screen, the footage. Yeah, that whole sequence.
Oh, I thought that was blocked so well, especially like after they gave him the gun. You know about the whole gold gun thing. Yeah. I thought it was very neat how they like tied it all together with him ending up just killing himself with that.
Yeah.
Like. They give him a prize, and it was a gift to him, the gun originally, but now he's using that literally to end his life, and it's very metaphorical, but they use that prop very well.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, and I like how long he decided to have the camera hold after the gunshots fired, and you still like you kind of don't know right at first. I mean, you can figure like that he killed himself. But there's nothing evident. Like it's not like you see either one of them go like this. You know, it's just like it just holds, and they're both like in shock, and then it pulls back, and then
that's the classic. Like
originally, I thought it was
face to face.
I thought he shot. I thought he shot other man's. I don't know what he uses. What his actual character's name is.
Turtle.
But I thought he.
John.
Yeah, I thought he actually got
John, yeah.
shot. But
Oh, really?
then, yeah.
John Anderton.
Yeah.
I was just like, I think maybe because I was like expecting him to get shot.
Oh, and the Cogs, don't they see him getting killed? Doesn't that happen? Wait, am I wrong to say that? Don't they like show him getting shot by the turtle guy?
So
am I making that up?
the cogs see it happen, and
Yeah, they see it.
what happens is, so the cogs see it, and then John gives him that whole speech. He's like,
you
so
know, you
do
can
you
change
want
your
to
mind.
confirm your
Yeah.
product, or do you want
Yeah.
to, like, you can either kill me and confirm the validity of your product, or
Yeah.
you can prevent, because you know the future now. So what are you going to do?
That's why I was confused, I guess. And my attention, especially due to the framing, my eyes were just sucked into John. So when I saw I guess when I heard the gunshot initially, I thought like he just like kind of froze. But
Yeah.
I guess I was
thought so too,
kind of
yeah.
in shock.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool. And I like how the camera pulls out and then you see all the people coming in and looking at his dead body on the ground.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
Yeah. What I had I like that scene. I think it's a really satisfying sequence. My only issue here is the fact that, so a few scenes earlier we had that whole part where Colin Farrell like broke the case. He's like, "Oh shoot, you drowned Anne Lively, do this echo thing and all that." So what I was thinking, I'm like, you just repeated the same thing twice.
Yeah.
Just this time Tom Cruise is saying it. And I'm like, it's obviously like that huge satisfying hero moment, but I'm also like, I've already heard this information. So either they could have done something where like he found, like, Colin Farrell maybe shouldn't have went on the whole speech on his conclusion. Maybe he should have just like found it out and then shot him so that Tom Cruise could have revealed the whole thing. Because when Tom Cruise was revealing all the twists and turns, I'm like, yeah, these are all reveals that you just told me. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
agree.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I like how they used tension to their I guess to build like this in the beginning of the movie they were talking about the pre-crime stuff, and I think they used tension to I guess bring the viewers and the audience into how I guess crazy and how down to the second like time matters when he's asking him like, yo, was the door left open before he killed this girl, and he's like checking and he's like rushing to check, and it's cutting back and forth to his reaction, and then it cuts to like him running through the door, running upstairs and tackling the dude. So that was nuts.
Yeah, I did like that they included that whole like idea of like like they don't, it's not like necessarily, I like how they don't make it easy where it's like you can't, like they had to look through driver's licenses and like they had it's like it shows how there's still that detective element even though they have to even though they were able to rid of the conventional detective where it's like post crime. So but it's cool, it wasn't just like easy for them, like they still had to do work, and it was neat seeing that process happen in the collaboration. Yeah, and it's like I remember it was cool. Like when I think one of the lines is like, "We're catching up to the future" or something. Like someone, like the lady said that, and I was like, "That's weird," because like you're not, but like you are though. Because if you relate that to like the future being that moment that you've already seen, then I mean that makes sense, kind of. So,
yeah.
Croft, you got anything to say?
As far as the last scene, like the big, climax scene, climax. Anyways,
I don't want to talk about it.
So good.
I thought.
I Brendan, that's it.
The distortion.
I know.
That was
good.
I think you guys pretty much hit everything. I think, kind of what Michael was saying. I enjoyed how they left it vague, where you couldn't see who got shot, and even the dialogue before that, he says, "Forgive me, John," and that's all. That was pretty nice. But it was pretty epic when he was getting his, recognition and award, and then your boy got
John Anderton, baby.
Also, another cool part in that scene, I don't know if Camp, you had anything else to say about that, but I liked how that feeling, that kind of dramatic irony where the old guy's like, he's first going to like find John, and he is having to push people away who are like, congratulations, like thank you so much. Like it's like they don't realize this guy is like trying to deal with
In
the
his
fact that someone
earpiece.
found out that he is a freaking fraud. And so it's like it's
Yeah.
crazy that like you have that feeling where like he's just rejecting it and why, but they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yo, thank you, Kate. Fresh baked cookies from the mom. What the?
Yo, let me get one of those.
Wait,
Trying to share the wealth.
That's awesome. You guys have any final?
I actually want to talk about the very, very ending.
oh yeah, that little.
I'm a bit conflicted on it. 'Cause for one, obviously it leaves you feeling good and all that, and it's like a happy ending and whatnot. But I'm like, wait a minute. So you're telling me that Tom Cruise and his wife are getting back together just like that? Like, didn't she say that he still, like, does he not remind her of their son anymore? Like, what? That was the whole reason they broke up. Nothing in this movie changes the fact that he probably still reminds her of her son. Like, how would they live in happily ever after like that?
The only problem I really had with the movie was, I think, okay, so obviously you got to be careful when you're messing with time related to movies anyways. Like, that's a given. Like, you can't screw that up. If you get the viewer lost in the time and like where you are in certain scenes like that, it's just not going to work. And I found myself a little on edge sometimes when I was thinking about where the heck they were. I'm like, okay, so is this the future, or is this like is this the present? Like, I got a little confused, and I think the story kind of like got mashed up, and it was a little unclear towards the end, and I was finding myself like a little confused. Just like the clarity within the story towards the end, I was a little skeptical.
That makes sense.
Like,
I definitely can say. Oh, what move?
Yeah, no, you go.
I was gonna say, even at the well, actually, to go back to your thing with the end, like, yeah, I feel like that was a little kind of like forced.
Right?
And I feel like it felt a little weird. Even and even the ending.
Divorced.
And even like, I mean, I guess I can see how them going through like maybe a traumatic kind of experience like that would maybe kind of reunite them. Because it was a pretty big deal, but like, I don't know.
I don't feel it's so big that they're divorced. Like, either the divorce was a really light divorce and they're just like, I don't want to be married, and it's not like a big deal of a divorce, versus like, I don't get it. There's no way. A divorce is usually caused by extreme disagreement with your partner. I don't see how one little like altercation, if you will already make them. She was only involved for like the last second of the movie, so like I don't know how they're back together, but that's whatever.
Irrelevant. I also got several Shutter Island vibes just because of the little kids and like the feud between a husband and wife type of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I found myself getting some DiCaprio-ness in there.
Yo, DiCaprio, such a lad.
Yeah. Also, that I think that scene with his that scene with the son in the pool, that was pretty powerful. Like, it definitely was cool. The way it was shot, like, it was kind of crazy just seeing this, like, you get away from the city and all of a sudden it's like this like community pool. Like, what the heck?
Right?
Crowded.
It was crowded. It was so crowded. But
I got St. Anthony's vibes.
I didn't even think about that possibly in the moment. Think about that possibly being the reveal for like the reason that he was gone. So I didn't expect, but like he goes underwater and then it's like, and then he's gone and he drops the freaking watch. And I was like, wait, hold up, cuh. I thought still at that point, I was like, the son's just screwing around. Like, why'd he do that? And then he comes up, he's gone. And you feel at the end, I love when Tom Cruise like yells and he's like, shit! And then it just like goes away. I was like,
that's a classic Tom Cruise yell.
Yeah. I thought that watch was not only a symbol of like, oh, the kid wanted to test his dad to see how long he could hold his breath. I thought the clock drop at the end was almost a symbol of like, now time is going to be your issue with this whole situation of losing your son.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found Tom Cruise's acting when like the girl was saying the whole thing about like track star or whatever. Tom Cruise in that scene is so freaking good.
Yeah.
He is so good. Like, he's low-key underrated as an actor. I'm not even gonna lie. People always know him as like the big Mission Impossible guy and stuff, but like he's a really freaking talented actor.
And especially
And-
like,
yeah,
sorry,
you go,
I was
go,
gonna say
go.
even like in Magnolia, like he's
Oh,
not just
say
like a big
less.
action star. Like, you see him at these really wild, like really messed up characters too. Like
Oh
he's not
yeah,
just
in
this like tough,
Magnolia,
like
he's not
so
even like
messed
a
up.
hero.
Yeah.
He's like a douche in that
He's
movie.
anti-hero.
and
Yeah, he's literally
You're like, oh man, but like his performance in that is so good. And
yeah.
Tom Cruise is one of those actors that people. All right, let's go on a tangent real quick. I know we're a bit over, but whatever. Let's go on a tangent. I can't stand when people are like, "Oh, I hate Tom Cruise because he's a Scientologist."
Yo!
Yobos! Speaking of the Tom Cruise of our generation,
Exactly.
or Ryan
What's up,
Gosling.
Bose?
Sorry, Brad.
But yeah, when people are
needed a
like,
quiet
"Oh,
space."
I can't watch a Tom Cruise movie. He's a Scientologist." Like,
Doesn't matter what Brad's doing, just go in Brad's room.
That was perfect.
You, Mara, Dad, Mom. There's only like one person in this house who has not come into my room.
TK.
DK.
Yeah, and maybe Kate.
Maybe he just came in with cookies actually. So
Yeah, like,
The
everyone else
innocent
come
one.
into my room.
yeah.
It's the quiet ones you gotta worry about.
Ask Brad if he's seen the
no,
movie.
tell Mr. Bose. Wait, has he?
What? Wait, yeah, Brad.
Yo, yell like Tom Cruise.
Wait. What should we ask him about Minority Report rating?
Has he seen it?
Have you seen you've seen Minority Report, right, Brad?
What do you think?
What you think?
What do you think?
I like it. It's a solid movie.
Yeah, solid stuff. What do you think of Tom Cruise?
What do you think of Tom Cruise? Oh, it's phenomenal.
It's just, his tooth distracting.
Oh, we didn't talk about that.
I was gonna say that. Is his tooth like off-centered?
A little distracting.
Ooh, also, tell Mr. Bose that you'll stop using his room once he sees Parasite.
I'll stop using your room once you see Parasite. I'm sure you
You haven't seen
Yeah.
Parasite?
He's out of here.
Amateur.
Yeah. Wait, Moo,
Oh.
do you know about that whole thing that Brad showed me, like a picture where his like jaw is not aligned with his face?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Real? I was
interesting.
gonna say, is his tooth like? I was like, no, he's too rich to
Yeah,
have his
it's
tooth
like-
off-centered.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like,
Then I guess not.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. I've never noticed that in movies, and even Brad told me about it before I watched this. I watched this twice, and I still didn't even like look for his teeth. But I'm sure if I like looked, then I could have. Maybe I could have noticed it, but I didn't even notice it this time.
Yeah, I did notice, but it didn't take away. From the movie.
Yeah.
It didn't take away. I promise.
Yeah.
Let me ask you: does Tom Cruise being a Scientologist like make you think any different of
Oh,
him
yeah.
as an actor?
I thought about that. I found Jimmy Toohey told me about that, and I was like,
When?
in subs one time. I don't
Oh.
know. Yeah, and so we were just talking. But isn't that like a cult kind of thing? Like
Yeah,
this? Yeah.
My whole view on this matter is like I don't know why people care so much about that they can't look at it as a great movie star. Like I know
Yeah.
people that are like, I can't watch a Tom Cruise movie, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
bruh,
Yeah.
even though you can have your differences with, I mean, for him it's a religion, isn't that like? Aren't you free to choose what you want to believe? Like, I don't care what he can believe, whatever he wants to believe. Let him. He's a great movie star. All
What
right,
do you-
I'm not.
What do you believe in? Like,
What
Not-
Scientology?
yeah, with that, not you, Mo. Like,
Yeah.
just him.
I'm not too well versed in Scientology, so I cannot comment on the matter.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's like a disregard of science, maybe. I'm not sure though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember. I looked it up, but I forget now.
I
But-
feel like where I'm standing is like the same as Moo. Like, it's not like we're friends with Tom. Like, we just
Yeah.
appreciate him as the movie star.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But-
And only yeah.
I don't know, like, this is obviously different, but how about someone like Kevin Spacey? And
Yeah.
like,
Also, yeah,
sexual
Tom Cruise didn't
allegations?
even. Tom Cruise didn't. He's never done anything that bad. I don't think, to my
Mhm.
knowledge. Like he hasn't done some touchy business or some bullshit. He seems like a nice guy to hang around and whatnot.
Yeah, no
And-
one knows what he's like on set, like, unless
Yeah,
you
I mean,
work with him.
Like freaking Paul Thomas Anderson made The Master, which is a whole movie on like Scientology, pretty much, or like the hypocrisy of it.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise has seen the movie, and he's still good friends with Paul Thomas Anderson. You can set your differences aside and enjoy the man as a movie star, because I think he's one of the best of our time.
Yeah.
And with your question, Croft, about Kevin Spacey, as we talked about in the American Beauty episode, I'm one of those guys who separates the art from the artist, because it's like, all right, you should acknowledge the fact that he's a bad dude, and I'm fine with him not getting any roles in Hollywood because he messed up, and that's like some unforgivable acts that he's done. So he should be punished for it. But at the same time, I'm not going to like boycott and not watch a movie that 200, 300 other people worked on just on the sake of one dude. Like, the movie is still, like, American Beauty is still a hell of a movie.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Or Seven is still a great movie. Baby Driver is still a great movie. I'm not going to watch the movie because Kevin Spacey has a scene in it.
Seven, too crazy.
Yeah, it's like, and no one's perfect, and like everyone screws up, and like sometimes it's obviously like more effective to other people than other times, but it's like, I think it's like, separate, art from the artist. And I agree with you saying, it's like, it's not just like his solo act thing. It's like literally hundreds of other people. Like, why would you?
And also, let's be real. Everyone in Hollywood is a scumbag. So
yeah, it's like this. Like, everybody is just has this problems like that. Like, everyone.
For the record, of course, I don't mean everyone, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
But I was like Mel Gibson has said some absolutely horrible things, and I don't like him in that regard, but I'm not going to not enjoy watching Braveheart. Like, come on, it's a great movie. Same as, all right, this is the big one, Roman Polanski. I hate that dude quite a bit for things he's done, but he's also one of the greatest filmmakers as a pure filmmaker of all time. Rosemary's Baby is arguably the best horror film ever made.
Director of Rosemary's Baby?
He directed fucking Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah.
He directed Rosemary's Baby. How would you guys rate this?
Who would like to start?
I think I can. I mean, I'll give my opinion.
Go for it.
Going into it, like I said originally, like I saw like the VFX stuff, and I was like, this is kind of interesting, but I didn't want to judge it until I saw the whole movie. So after seeing it, and I appreciate a lot of things that happened in it, I would give it a solid 6.5.
Nice.
Like,
I think I'm gonna give it I'll give it like a 7.5 or an 8. I think is where I'm at. Nice. I think I like it a lot. It was great. Like I said, I saw it twice, and I was very much looking forward to that second watch, especially just with all the detail. I love it's like the complex kind of story and like how it gets unpacked. And I think I really give it to him, like, everybody, the whole crew and cast, like, I think they executed that pretty well. So like the look wasn't necessarily my favorite. There was some like technical, like you're saying, the visual effects and like some stuff I like disagreed with for sure. Outside with the bleaching. So anyway, I'd say like let's get like 7.75. 7.75 out of 10. Yeah.
Cool.
For me, obviously, this movie has some of its flaws that we've discussed, but I just can't get over how awesome this story was and creative it was. And, I never felt myself, like, my thoughts drifting off once or any, like, slowing in the movie.
Yeah.
And this is
it wasn't a slow movie at all.
Yeah.
It's fast.
Yeah. This is going to be a generous rating, so take it as you will. But I'll give it like same as Mara, a 9.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Very nice. So I would give this movie. This is a tough one because I can notice there's many flaws. Like, I don't like the shaky cam. Yeah. I think the final reveal could have been done better by either eliminating Colin Farrell staying or Tom Cruise, one or the other. There's some minor things that I didn't like along the way, but the pros of the movie are
Yeah.
they outweigh the cons so much. So I'm gonna go with what Michael said, and I'm gonna give it like a 7.5.
Nice.
Pretty broad range
Very
of
cool.
votes this week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was I think I was very excited after rewatching it because I'm like, there's a lot to discuss here. And I
Yeah.
think this is a good,
Yeah.
this is a good
This is-
episode.
I think this is the longest one yet. So
Yeah,
if you're
this is
still
like,
listening,
what,
we
hour and
appreciate it.
20
Yeah,
minutes
facts.
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way.
The sun went down.
Next week's discussion
next
of
week.
Ex Machina
Dude.
Yeah.
is gonna be off the rockers, and we may or may not have an amazing special guest on next
Yeah.
week.
Oh,
Dude,
I don't even know. who.
Ex Machina, Brendan might have the field day of the century.
Yeah.
Not even
Thanks.
I think it's
Yeah.
probably. I'll just save it. I'm just.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I'm
say it.
excited. I'm
Okay.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited. All right,
No,
man.
Wait, before we cut, I just want to say on a more like separate note that I miss you boys. Not to be
Yo.
that guy, and
Mm.
it pains
Oh,
me that
yeah.
we can't hang in person, but
Yeah.
soon.
That's what I'm
soon.
saying. The
Same,
biggest pain is the fact that we have all this time,
But we
yet
can't.
we can't
we
use
can't
it to
spend
go
with each other,
and
yeah.
either
Yeah.
go out to the movies or eat
make
some
movies,
Leonis,
like,
or
yeah.
make movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know if this was like we weren't in school but we were allowed to go out and do stuff, like if it wasn't a
Holy
virus, do
crap.
you realize how much shit we would have made by now?
Yeah, we would have made we would have made we would have shot the feature by now. Literally, we
Like,
probably would have.
oh man.
Yeah, no. Insane.
But
That's
It's
why I'm.
insane.
Well, the thing is, social distancing could lift, and school
Yeah.
still could not be in session. So it's like it won't be, obviously, but social
Yeah,
distancing
so-
could end. So
I'm just hoping it's good by the summer.
Exactly.
I want to go to a movie theater so badly.
Oh yeah, man.
That's the place of worship, man. I need to go back.
Yeah.
Like, so here's the updates on Tenet.
I ordered
because,
some new in-ear monitors.
Oh, nice,
bet.
dude.
So as y'all have been listening for the past few weeks in these quarantine episodes, y'all know that Tenet is the big news on the block.
Yeah.
And obviously we're recording these way early, so like our news itself isn't that updated.
Yeah.
But
That's so
let's-
true. Oh, God.
Let me put it this way.
Before that.
Let me put it this way. As of now, what is like in the talks. So Tenet has many scenes shot on IMAX 70mm cameras or IMAX cameras in general. And because of that, it 100% guarantees that it needs IMAX playing time. So that's why Bond immediately was like, we're shipping it down to November where we can get that IMAX playing time. So what's the issue right now is that there's multiple movies like Tenet, Wonder Woman, there's like 6 or 7 different movies that are being shot with IMAX cameras coming out at the end of the year. Dune! Say that. So the issue here is that these movies need like a 5-day window minimum in an IMAX theater. So now Tenet is still staying strong going for July 17th. But
Wow.
if it can't get it, and say Wonder Woman pushes back to like the October 2nd slot, which is like the coveted one right now, before Tenet does, you know Wonder Woman would get first dibs on that shit. That means Tenet would pretty much have to come out like next year
Crazy.
to get an IMAX spot,
Yeah.
which would suck. So hopefully we get Tenet July 17th, and that's the big movie to come back to. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I feel like that'll be the greatest movie going experience of our lives if we get
It'd
to
be
see
like
it
the
after
first time.
quarantine.
Like it literally like the first time going to see a movie. Like, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
It's going to be such a good experience. Like, there's nothing like sitting in a group in a theater where there's a huge group of people just excited to watch the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited for the movie going experience. Please, after this quarantine is over, if you're in a position of financial, like, if you're not financially destroyed by this virus, which if you are, we are praying for you.
Yeah.
But if you have the capability, please support the movie theaters when we get back, because they're gonna need a lot to make up for this virus.
Mm-hmm.
I really
Yeah.
hope that when they come back, that people want to do it.
I think
They'll be
people
"We
are
gotta
like
go."
craving these social experiences. Like,
yeah, I hope that'll then come into.
and I hope that
there.
boosts Tenet's box office like
Yeah.
crazy. Because Christopher
True.
Can you
Nolan deserves
imagine?
all the praise.
True.
Yeah.
Oh man, movie theaters, so nice. All right, I think this is a good episode, boys.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun. Good poetry, good discussion,
Great poetry. Yeah.
great
Good
great
stories.
everything, man.
Yeah.
Great stories, yeah.
Dude, oh, this story's great. Great addition.
Oh yeah,
Induction
dude, this was a
episode, yeah.
loaded episode. Now that I
Crazy.
think
Dude,
about
and
it, holy
Bo-
shit!
Bose had a special appearance. I got cookies.
Like, oh
Like,
my God, now.
sorry, you got.
Nah, I'm playing.
Sorry.
I got a lamp.
Yeah, Brandon got a lamp.
True.
Yeah,
I had my water.
yeah.
I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm about
Oh,
to do my
shoot.
arm off.
And we're on Zoom for the first time.
Yeah.
Yo, let us know in the No, I'm kidding. Let us know. That feels so stupid. Let me know in the comments what.
Hey y'all.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Let me know. Yeah. No. Honestly though.
Like, comment,
yeah.
subscribe.
Hit
I'm gonna
that-
smash that
hit
like
that Liberty Bell. Wait. Seriously though, like, let us
I need
know.
you to destroy the freak out of that like button,
Yeah.
man.
Smash it. Yeah. Let us know what you think about the Zoom experience. I'm sure you all prefer it over Google Hangouts because that was just a bunch of crap with the lagging
Yeah.
and the
In all
live
honesty,
cutting. Yeah.
even if you guys think the Google Hangouts are better, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
I don't care because this was
No.
way more pleasing, if you will, to
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
discuss over.
Also, yo, let us know if you watched the whole thing, because we want to send you something if you've watched the entire episode. No, we have nothing to send you, but but
Click the
Send me
like
this.
button.
yeah, click the like,
I'll leave you guys with
click the
this.
like button, or
We just go on a whole string of. Let us know if.
yeah. Let us know if you
Let us know if
even
you
an orange
watched
in
the
the back-
Minority Report.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no,
True.
one's
No,
gonna
talk.
text us.
Yo, tell us though.
Look at this shadow.
Wow.
Let us know if you
Wow.
want season 2 T-shirts.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is I'll leave you with this. Oh yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. Gallery view hits different.
It does.
It do.
It does,
It
man.
do hit
It do
different.
hit.
What is
You
it?
know what? Oh,
When
wait,
they're
what
all
was
in
that?
like a box.
You know what else
boxes.
hit different?
Oh,
What?
Dead